Hey guys, welcome to Be the Boss Dog Training. We've got Winston here, who's hyperactive, can't listen, is out of control, and doesn't know how to self-regulate. Guys, if you notice, Winston here has no clue how to properly interact with other dogs. He tries to rush them and he has no clue about how to see another dog and not react to them. And which also means if he gets with the wrong dog, another dog might react appropriately and correct him and might cause a dog fight. And it would not be the other dog's fault, it would be Winston's fault because he's being rude. I'm going to point out some of the behaviors to watch for when you have a hyper-reactive dog. So right here you notice he's not making any eye contact with me whatsoever. He doesn't notice there's anybody on the other end of the leash. He's hyper-stimulated to the point where he's choking himself. He's panting. He literally can't sit or stop. He himself has not decided to sit down or lay down or enjoy the scenery. His mental state is so over the top. It's not just about his bad behavior. It's not that he's making the humans' lives uncomfortable. This is not fun for him to live in this state. So it's not fun for a dog to always be on, to always be stressed, to always feel like he has to take care of the situation. And Winston is more dominant. So he always is proactive. From what his owner said, when there's little kids around, he's the one trying to instigate play, maybe trying to dominate them, to force other individuals, to force and try and change the behavior of other individuals, so he's not staying within his own bounds. So today we're going to show you how to stop this overstimulation, get your dog to a healthier point. So it's not, of course, it's about living peacefully with the owners and not stressing out the humans. But the other aspect of that is that Winston doesn't know that this is not healthy for him. Winston is kind of dumb, and most dogs are kind of dumb. And so it's our job to see dogs for who they are, to respect them for their specific breed, for what they were bred to do, to learn about them, and then to provide them and give them a skill set of how to live in a human environment that, number one, keeps them safe and happy and healthy, and number two, teaches them some self-control. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you one or two tips that you can use with a dog like Winston. So just so you know, the tool that I'm using is a slip lead. So when I do pop it, or he does pull on it, it tightens, so there is some pressure on and pressure off going on here. And then I do have some dog treats. With a dog like Winston, where that's not even looking at me, that we can't even get his attention to start a conversation, we're going to use some pressure on and pressure off to start getting his attention. So I'm going to explain what I'm doing. I'm going to use the leash, and I'm going to use my body, and I'm going to use spatial pressure. So I'm going to talk as I go. Okay, so right here I noticed that my first goal is to get Winston to start looking at me. We're going to see how far we can get with him today. So I'm going to give him a pop, and he's facing this way. So I'm going to claim what he's looking at. And when you claim what they want, you place your back to it and you place your front towards the dog. So I'm using the leash. I'm using the leash to stop him from getting away. And then I'm going to walk straight into him to get his attention. He gave me a little bit of a look right there. Ah, did you see that? He sat and just, oh, look, he looked at me. Okay, and he sat. He hasn't sat this whole time. I'm going to do it again. He can't run away. Okay, manipulative. Laying down is manipulative. At some point in the past, he's learned that if he lays down, maybe somebody will rub his belly, maybe somebody will tell him good boy. I don't want him manipulating me. Shh, shh. I want him looking at me. If you notice, still no eye contact. Shh, shh. Yes. He looked at me for a second. We're gonna do it again. Yes. You'll notice with food, he's not food motivated. That brings up a really good point, guys. Some dogs are not food motivated. So what do? Let me show you. We're gonna get rid of the food, guys. We're gonna use pressure on, pressure off with the leash and body language. If you notice, the second he gives, the second he sits, the second he lays down, what do? I back off. Pressure on when he's being a dickhead, and pressure off, yes, when he's being polite. So he's about to get and stand up. How do I know that? See him looking around? I'm gonna show you. If I let him continue to look around, I'm gonna show you what happens. If you don't catch it at the right moment, you're gonna have to deal with his behavior. See how he's not looking at me? See, now he stood up. He gave me like 3 signs in 10 seconds. If you notice, he's laying down, but he's not making eye contact with me. His attitude is, fine, I can't get out of this, but I'm not gonna look at you. I don't care if he sits, I don't care if he lays down, I want surrender. And what I mean by that is I want a dog who's gonna say, hey mom and dad, I care about you, what would you like me to do? So it's good, number one, that we got his body under control, but that's not what I'm after. He is smart, he's learning how to manipulate without actually giving me what I want. Pressure on again, I'm not getting what I want. Yes, pressure off. Okay, he looked at me briefly, but I will reward that. He's back to not paying attention, and he's straight back to being overstimulated. Before I do it one more time, I'm gonna go over that again. I'm gonna use the leash to stop him from running away. I'm gonna use my body pressure walking into him to make him realize that I exist, and I'm asking something of him, and it's gonna be uncomfortable if he ignores me, and then I'm gonna back up as soon as he makes eye contact with me. Let's do this again. I'm gonna break him. Yes, right there. We got some eye contact, so I back up. Shh. Yes, yes, good boy. Okay, yes, good boy. If you notice, shh. If you notice, Winston will give me that look, and because this is his first time, I'll take it. It's brief, but this is his very first time. And if you notice, rewind this video of what he used to look like. Leash is loose, he's sitting, and he's controlling himself. Okay, now he goes back to not controlling himself, so we're gonna use the leash. We're gonna invade his space. Briefly, so I'll take it. Okay, so just to recap, use the pressure on, pressure off, preferably with a slip lead. Walk into him, use your body, make it uncomfortable. And then it's about the mind, not the body. So be careful of manipulative tactics where he is still in mental control of this game. I want surrender, I want body, and I want mind. Thanks for watching my video. Go ahead and watch this video here about recall, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.